the fire starter, please? Thank you.
Don't panic.
Don't panic.
Okay.
Don't panic. Okay. There it goes.
Yay! Good job, Mom.
Thank you. Now we have a whole bucket of sticks here. That's one thing to know with the Firebox Nano. It's really good. The small size though, it needs kind of constant input. So that is what we have learned. Gather all of your fuel beforehand. Vegan prepper. Vegan prepper. We're attempting the feed technique, you know, feeding some of these larger sticks through the stove, through the holes, which are located on the sides here. And so you can slowly feed larger sticks, although not too large, up through these openings, and then potentially have, you know, a more steady source of fuel. Okay, so we have the Firebox Nano outside now, and we're going to be testing for the very first time ever the Trangia burner. So this is one I picked up from fireboxstove.com, and they have ones that they solder shut to prevent leaking, I guess, if you were going to put any fuel in here. And then you can be guaranteed that it's not going to leak out. I wasn't necessarily planning on storing any fuel in here, but I guess if you're doing like extreme light backpacking, like just one night or something, you might do that. So I don't know, it was only a few dollars extra to buy the soldered one, so that's the one I got. But let me show you how to set up the firebox for the Trangia, which I'm just showing based off videos I've watched, but let's go ahead. So you see, this is the full kit. It comes out, it's obviously a loved piece of equipment. So you have this piece of carbon felt in here, which is supposed to be able to be set up as a windscreen using these pieces here. You can stick them up into the felt, and then they can become a windscreen with the felt. From what I have seen, almost no one uses that feature. They'll use it instead like as a pot holder to grab stuff, so it's still really handy. But here is the actual stove. We'll set it up in this. And so it comes with these two pins right here. And they're just situated in such a way that they fit when the stove is folded, and then just drops. And now you have your stove assembled. It's that fast. So because we're going to be, actually, I'm going to turn these outward at first. So this would be great. So if you were using a somewhat larger pot, so for instance, like I have my kettle here, and if you're going to use a larger pot, you could turn them out that way. But we are going to be cooking inside of a small cup. I'll turn them in, but not until after I get the burner in there. So you use these pins to come through some holes on the sides that will go just like that. And the stove was actually designed specifically to be used with the Trangia in this configuration. And so let's go ahead and get this in here. It fits perfectly, and apparently there's going to be a little snap. Oh yeah, there it goes. It snaps right into place on these pins. So that's the Nano with the Trangia setup. So apparently when you fill this, you only fill it 2/3 full. So I'm just going to give it that to there. And apparently a single fill will burn for about 25 minutes. Now I don't know if I did get it all the way to 2/3 full, but I think I'm going to experiment with lighting it here. It also comes with this piece which you can put over the top like that to extinguish, or you can change the positioning of this in order to modulate the flame usage. And that's funny, look, it goes at least a little bit, but I don't think that, I don't know if this is something, oh yeah, you could just use it like that. See, this was designed to, it was designed to work with this thing. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get this lit and bring you back in just a second. So now that I've got everything set up, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this before I actually light the fire. So I'm just rotating these in. And the thing that's really awesome too about this little X case is it's got guidelines down here which will hold everything in place. So whether you're going to use it with the feet extended or you're going to use it with the feet more in like this, it works. So let's go ahead and get this lit. Okay. We have a fire. So now, just go ahead and stick a cup over and see how long it takes for us to get a boil on that.
So we got a nice big flame going here, and we've already got some steam rising from the pot. We are just about 4 minutes into the boil, or attempted boil, and we're getting some action in there. So should be getting going pretty soon.
So you are the one between us who has the experience with backpacking and cooking and whatnot. So what would have you done in the past for your cooking your meals when you've been backpacking and camping and whatnot?
Mostly I've just made a fire, so I haven't had any kind of like cool gear or anything. We just would build a small campfire and stick our pots and pans right on it and do it that way.
Yeah, okay. So I guess none of this is truly necessary.
No,
It's
it
just
would make life easier, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just being able to pull out your little bottle of alcohol and light your stove and have your food in 10 minutes would be pretty rad. So
Right.
having to get something going and find firewood and find a safe place to make a fire. This is cool too if you're in dry conditions. You can do this pretty safely, heat up your food and not have to worry about any kind of ashes or embers or external fire sources. So yeah, it seems pretty cool. But,
Nice.
yeah, I would just carry a mess kit and boil my water in a little pan and dump it into my freeze-dried food or whatever kind of food I had, and some mashed potatoes.
Cool.
So we're now 7 minutes in, and we are getting the beginnings of boiling happening. So probably another 30 seconds. We should have a rolling boil. Never mind.
Actually, there we go.
It beat me to it. There it is. So we're at 7 minutes 30 seconds to a rolling boil on about 12 ounces of water.
All right. I don't want to overfill the pot. Yeah, I think it's a good amount of water. Oopsie. There goes all the seasoning. Oh. This is just one of my dehydrated meal packets. It is, oh wow, that is intense. I can see where you would want to modulate that. You might not need that huge of a flame all of the time. I feel like it's actually bigger than it was at first.
I believe that as the burner heats up, it burns more efficiently.
Ah.
So in the beginning, there was like a little flame coming out of the center. Now if you look closely, you can see in these little holes on the side of the burner, you actually have flame coming out of there.
So now I'm curious. Oh, but this is this something, can we fit this through? Oh my gosh, yeah, look at that. So now it's still going. But it's much smaller because we just covered up those holes. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, so far I'm pretty impressed with this little burner. It's gets cruising right along.
All right, so now we're going to transfer this over to a little dish and get started on the next portion, which is, I guess, kind of what we would be doing if we were out doing this for real. So here is a little more water. And then I think I might use a little less water this time just because that's an awful lot of water. So this is now soup, which is still fine. These are actually plates I picked up. We picked these up at the Asian market, right? They have they have a whole section of stainless steel dishes, and they had these, and I thought these would be super handy because they could be kind of like plates or bowls. But this time around, I'm going to also dump a meal in kind of right away, and then we'll see how long it takes. There, I didn't lose any that time. And so, oh, we still have that regulator on there. You think we should take that off?
Probably.
Okay. Although it is burning through fuel more rapidly. Okay. This is very hot, obviously. I'm stick it with it. Okay. So I agree with Adam that this is really cool. It's really neat to be able to come out here and basically start this in about 20 seconds and be cooking already. So it seems to be working very well for the cooking aspect of, well, obviously because out here we're testing the cooking. But one of the things that I am definitely noticing is that while it is performing this particular job very efficiently, it's not putting off nearly as much heat as wood fire would. But it is also nice because I have mentioned several times, I think at this point, that the Nano, because of its size, if you're doing a wood fire, you have to be kind of constantly feeding it, constantly working at it, because it's so small that it goes out rather quickly. But it is also actually quite surprising with the size of it when you have a wood fire going. It does start radiating heat. Like, I would normally be able to feel it from back here. I'm about, what am I, about 18 inches away from the stove. I would normally, if it were a wood fire, I would be feeling radiant heat this far back. So I guess it is something to keep in mind. So this is a great cook thing, but it's not very warm. And like I said, it is nice to not have to babysit it constantly. It's just sort of doing its thing, and we're hanging out, talking and stuff. So that's nice. So yeah, I think there's lots of pros and cons. I personally find myself I'm missing the crackling, I'm missing the wood. Because when I like fires, I like the wood, the crackle, and that kind of visceral, you know, the flames, and then watching the coals and all of that. I like the whole experience. But like I said, I can imagine, yeah, you just stop and you cook, and you're done cooking, and exactly like you said, there's nothing really to clean up. You just sort of wait for it to cool, and then you move on. So yeah, overall, I'm pretty impressed with this little thing too now.
So we're getting a little boil over now. You're at 5 minutes on this time. So the burner's already nice and warmed up, and it's running full tilt now, so it's boiling the water. Yeah, it's rolling boil in 5 minutes, so.
Yeah, I feel like modulating it again, because I don't mind letting it simmer a little, right? Because I like for it to simmer a little while to better reconstitute the food. But yeah, it's kind of...
If you're not in a hurry to get your water boiled, then yeah, you can just kind of set it up and let it do its thing and cook your food.
see. It's almost done, yeah. Almost completely. So I think I'll go ahead and take this off and just let it sit for a while. And then it'll be done very fast. Yeah. Gosh. I think it's good. I think I like it. You know, in spite of my my emotional, like, I miss the crackling wood. It's, I mean, what was that? This has been, what have we been out here for? 15 minutes? Or?
Yeah.
It's been really fast. So, the lack of cleanup appeals.
Yes,
for sure.
we'll be able to just fold it up and be done with it.
Right. So, yeah, this one, it seems to work really well. All right, so I used the little carbon thing to close that because it's very hot, obviously. So I'm going to try and see if I can just slip this in like this. And it has a hole still? Kind of like, how do you extinguish this thing? Oh, now maybe can we blow it out?
Maybe.
Oh,
there it goes.
There you go. See? Like I said, it's the first time. We've never done this before.
I tried to blow it out with it going full tilt, and that did not work.
That was pretty funny, though. I'm glad we didn't film it, although maybe they were sad we didn't. But yeah. Level. So I got a tip from, I believe it was Paleo Hiker MD. He has actually got a lot of really great videos on reviews of these kinds of stoves. But I want to pull this back off and check the fuel level, but he was saying that if you turn, because obviously these are extremely hot because they've been in the fire, but if you come from the bottom, you can turn and they're cool. And then you're able to kind of get in there and manipulate it better. So he's absolutely right. These, yeah, they're still kind of hot to the touch, but the bottom ones are cool. So let me see now. I can just sort of, because it sort of just sets on there. It looks like we've got, what would you say, hon, about, what, like 3/16 of an inch, 6 millimeters of fuel, or maybe a little more than that?
Yeah. 1/4 inch maybe.
So, yeah. That's how much fuel we used to cook those 2 meals, so. Wait for the airplane.
So yeah, for backpacking, it looks like you could probably pretty easily carry enough fuel to do easily an overnighter. We had our fuel in this, and we used just a tiny bit of it. So you could probably carry just a little 8-ounce bottle for a solo hike, and this would be a good amount of fuel for 2 people for an overnight, maybe even for multiple nights. So yeah, it looks like you could do a backpacking cooking pretty easily with that. Even a bug out bag, really, if you wanted to. Carry a little bit of fuel and a Trangia burner. Be good to go for even maybe for a 3-day.
Yeah.
So out of curiosity, I wanted to see how hot this still was. We're about 5 minutes after cooking. I can handle all of these components with my bare fingers. So it cools off very quickly, apparently.
Wow, yeah, that's really cool.
That's pretty cool. You get to get that right in your backpack without having to wait around for a long time.
Yeah. And then I guess because we do have a tiny bit of fuel left in it, which wasn't planned, but then because we have the solder sealed one, we could just screw on the cap.
Yep.
And it's got a little,
Cap's
like an
got
O-ring.
in it.
And it's supposed to be leak proof as is. But apparently there will be, you know, a tiny leak over time or something. And so soldering it just guarantees that you're not going to be dealing with that. So you just, yeah, gosh. Okay. I think I'm kind of sold on it for this particular use. And then also thinking, like, there wasn't really any fumes. No, or I mean probably fumes, but no smoke,
Yeah.
no smell of a wood fire. So this would be a great kind of slightly more covert covert type thing. So yeah, then we just fold it right up and put it away, and it's ready to go. I don't remember exactly where those pins go. You have to do it like a certain specific way. Oh, you remembered it.
Just got lucky.
Yeah, so it's when you look at the folded stove, you can see a gap up at the top. Let me see if we can get it. So right there, you see there's that gap where the pins are, and that's where the pins go. There's no other gap like that in the stove.
Yeah, the
So
pins are not creating a gap. The gap is there for the pins.
Exactly. So if you don't know where to put them, if you just quickly fold it, you'll be able to see where they should go. And they nest, and we've got to get these guys back in here. Oh, sorry, I put them in the wrong side. That was my goof. Yeah, wow, that was so fast. This goes here. I guess you can do that. There you go. It's all packed up and ready to go now, that fast. Okay, so as many of you who are watching might already know, we are planning on giving away a Firebox Nano G2 to one lucky person. And so this video is the video where we are finally doing that. This was in celebration of hitting 2,000 subscribers, which is of course, you know, it's still a very small number in in YouTube terms, but honestly to me that's so huge. I can't believe that we have 2,000 people subscribed to our channel. And so as a big thank you, we just want to give away this stove, just to say thank you for all of your support and encouragement. And yeah, we just really appreciate all of you.
Yep.
So basically, today is December 26th, and I'm not sure if this video will be up today or tomorrow. It's December 26th, 2021. So here's the kind of boring stuff, so pay attention to the giveaway parameters. We will be choosing a winner on January 1st, 2022. So Happy New Year. Basically what you need to do is be a subscriber and live in the United States. Sorry, we don't have it open to international subscribers as of yet. Maybe, you know, I don't know. I don't know how much stuff costs to ship, and we'll figure that out. So for now, we're just opening it up to people in the US, but as we grow and potentially as we, you know, increase earnings and stuff, we can start opening up the giveaways to more people. So we will basically on the first use a random comment picker and choose a comment. So just comment down below basically anything you'd like to say, and that is your entry into the giveaway. Like I said, just be subscribed. We'll use the random comment picker and choose somebody, and I will respond to your comment probably sometime in the morning. And just make sure that we live in Arizona, by the way, in case you're wondering about the time. But go ahead and check and see if you've gotten a response, or hopefully you'll just see it as a notification on the 1st, because if I don't hear from you, I mean, I don't know, I'll give it like maybe half into the evening or something, but like if I don't hear from you, you know, by that evening, I'm probably going to go ahead and pick somebody else. So just make sure that you're kind of on top of it. Email me at the email address I will put on the screen if you are the winner with your address, and we will get that Nano shipped off to you probably Monday. So yep. Yeah. I actually just realized I wanted to give away an extra thing because I can't help myself.
Yeah.
It's going to be a Nano plus another little thingy. Wait just a second. Okay, the next thing, so this is going to go to the same person because we have discovered how really cool these little telescopic what are they, bellows, telescopic bellows are. And so basically you open it up, you blow on the wide end, make sure that you are not, that's not the wide end. But anyway, you make sure that you're blowing on the wide end, and obviously make sure you're not like breathing in the fire. So this is not something that you'd be using with a Trangia burner. This is more for when you have a wood fire going. Because especially of the fact, like I've mentioned a million times, the wood fires can go out pretty quick in the Nano. So being able to have one of these that you can kind of get right down into your coals and then just do like a, and do like a quick blast of air to get into the coals to restart your fire. These are so handy. So yeah, we're going to give away one of these as well with the Nano. So anyway, I guess that's it. So yeah. I'm really excited about this. So thank you guys again for your support. This is just a big love you gift to you guys. And so hopefully whoever wins it will really enjoy it. But yeah, I guess as always, we hope the rest of your day is good and your life stays wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. See you later. Bye. Oh my gosh, my thing is crooked. Hold on.